following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences.
Sensual. Sensual. Sensual.
Nagas, long time no see.
It has been a long time no see. I don't know if anybody knows this, but it has been quite a while.
I know. No one would know because this is the power of a podcast. You can, bank a few eps up and go on a 3.5 week holiday and no one knows.
Yeah. Which way, my sister? How you feeling? Are you feeling rested? Are you feeling breasted? Which way?
Breasted and rested. I am depressed.
Depressed, yes. Holiday blues.
Holiday blues, man.
You need a holiday after your holiday, eh?
Honest to God, you need a holiday before the holiday. No one talks about that, of like the things that you do in the lead up to a holiday. I was more exhausted the week before, but I just come back from my holiday overseas. For those that have listened, I did mention it, but I didn't say when it was going to be. So yeah, the 40th birthday trip just happened.
Look, Deadly, if you're not following her on the socials.
Bruh, it was amazing.
Living the high life.
It really was. And I think I'm just going to tell everyone on here how it was, so I don't have to tell a million people how it was. Because I keep
That's a good idea. Just be like, like I did a podcast. Just
get
that
the viewers
explains
up.
Everything. Yes.
Get the listens. I just get to tell the one story one time and no one else gets to ask me how my holiday was. So, killing all the birds with stones. So I don't know if you know this because you wouldn't have seen it on my socials, but I flew with Emirates business class.
Oh, here we go. Yes, I did see that. Thank you. You dirty doll. Sitting there styling up.
Oh my God.
It was like, this person, look at her. See how she goes.
When I tell you, it was worth every single cent. I've never done it before. I've never done it, and I've saved my guts out for friggin' 3 years to buy myself Emirates business class flights return to and from London, from Brisbane. And when I tell you the feeling of elitism is real, I've never felt.
I could see that tan just disappearing. Like your hair got lighter, your skin got lighter.
Look at me, I got blonde hair now. What the hell?
She went proper light. I'm like, oh no, here we go.
It was the closest to liberal I've ever voted.
We should do the black test right now. See how she goes.
Fail. Don't follow me. Do not follow me into the wilderness because I am now fully assimilated. I will never go back to economy. I just can't, brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looked deadly. I'm not going to lie.
Look.
I was very jealous.
It started with, because it was like 2 a.m. So I'm just going to walk you through the holiday, okay? You probably don't even care, to be honest with you. Aaron's just drinking a gallon of water. He doesn't care. But I'm just going to walk everyone through the holiday so I don't have to keep talking about it, okay? So 40th birthday, thought I'd treat myself. Started at 2 a.m. On a flight to Dubai, and then London. And that's 14 and a half hours just to get to Dubai.
14 and a half hours just to Dubai.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Australia is so far away.
I know. And I appreciate that when the nuclear war happens, but still it's a lot.
Dead set, man. Like, I think the longest I've ever done up until this was Amsterdam last year. And that was around the same amount. I reckon it was about the same amount. And that was economy. And I can tell you now it was hell. It was hell on earth. But that's 14 and a half just to Dubai, and then swapping planes to another gate, another 8 hours from Dubai to London.
Oh.
Bro, It's so far. So you can imagine me getting on 2 a.m. and because of the time zone, they try to get you, I guess, ready for where you're going. And they served us breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, Australia time. And on plates, actual plates, cutlery.
What?
Yes,
proper
Nagas.
cutlery and plates, not little gammon microwave meals.
Not this little tray caper. They literally come and put a little napkin down across your whole table, right? The leg room Aaron, it's
Don't even
just
talk. Don't even talk to me in the legroom. I was ready to kick you. When I saw how big that chair was, I'm like, I'm going to kick her next time I see her.
and that's just sitting up. You should see how far it goes back. Like the whole entire seat goes back on Emirates, right? Only business class. It goes down flat, and they come and make a bed for you. They put a mattress on your seat.
Oh,
Brother. And, like, I was a bit shamed because first time business ever, right? Like, I've done business once or twice domestically.
domestically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one cares about that. But
I
business,
mean, that's still
yeah.
cool, but not as cool as this.
Yeah, it's still good. It has its privileges. Don't worry about that. But for this one, I thought, I'll just play it cool. But it's Emirates business class. It's one of the best, if not the best, right, to fly with in the world. So I was acting a little bit shame in the in the Emirates lounge to begin with. I picked the furthest corner.
Uh,
in the
so you're in.
lounge.
So this is the pre-flight.
This is a
This is
pre-flight.
pre-flight. So yeah,
Yeah. Wasn't even hungry, but I'm like,
you spent that much money.
that's I got there 3 hours early to the airport just so I could go in the Emirates lounge and just kick back. And then Emirates has their own gate. So you have your,
Yes.
so you have your own business class, just go straight from the lounge straight onto the plane. It's unreal. But yeah, they served us dinner and warm cutlery too. It's the differences, in a nice little
In your
napkin.
cheeks.
Full,
Warm
and then you have like your
cutlery,
full
proper plates.
yeah, full butter, like a full like wrapped up butter, your own little salt and pepper, like shakers, not this packet caper, right?
Goodness.
No. So I was acting like a real mile. Try
Yeah.
not to press anything because I'm like, I'm going to break the seat, But it's free. Well, it's not free because you've paid
Just paid
thousands of
ridiculous
dollars.
monies. Yeah.
But everything on the plane is unlimited. So if you want any alcohol, there's a bar. There's like a full bar at the back of the plane. There is bigger like bathrooms. Now, there is actually showers in there, but they're in the first class, which was
So
ahead
you
of
weren't.
me.
You couldn't get. Okay. So you
No.
didn't-
Yeah, and now I have to get to first class before I
I was
die.
about to
So
say, now you got to spend the 40 grand to get to first class.
I just want to shower in the sky just once,
Just
like-
once. Yes.
So yeah, so you could just have anything at any time, but they just keep feeding you. So like breakfast was like an omelette, like a full like hot breakfast, but then they bring you a croissant. When I tell you this croissant was like straight out of the bakery, it was unreal.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I
Bruh,
just had dinner.
Jam, fruit salad, yogurt, like anything and everything you can imagine. It just kept coming, right? And then I just kicked back. Like they come and make your bed, put the mattress on there. You just lay back. So you've got your screen in front of you, but also beside you, you've got like a little fridge. So you've got snacks in there. You've got like sparkling water, bottles of water. And then they've got a remote control, an iPad if you want to just lay in your bed and watch it instead of, having to look up at the screen at the chair.
Podcast idea. When we get a video, we gotta get somebody to sponsor us to go on Emirates. Well, what the other one is one of them Asian ones, and they've got like the
It's
full
Singapore Airlines and Qatar. It's
Singapore
amazing.
Singapore business class. I saw a TikTok on that.
Yeah,
I'm
with the
like,
bed.
all right, Singapore Airlines, shout out, sponsor us.
Truly. I don't care who it is. Give us a sponsorship for whatever
Yeah.
type of business class. That would be amazing.
We'll video log it. It'll be amazing.
Bro, like I tried to get as much video as I could, but I was shame at the same time. But,
Yeah.
But everyone else was in there doing it, So I just felt like weird. I'm like, I'm like, being a real Mulberry. But it was quite the experience. And I think I had about 8.5 hours sleep straight.
I can't even sleep that long in the bed.
To lay down flat on an aeroplane and they give you like Bulgari, like everything, face mask, like creams, you get your own toiletries and then every time you go to the bathroom, there's more toiletries, there's perfume in there, there's aftershave, razors, like it's a full hotel in the sky. Yeah.
Yep.
So get to Dubai, but I'll tell you this though, I get to Dubai and we had to do a quick like turnaround. There was no going to the lounge or anything. We just had a gate to gate. So I'm rushing. I don't know what for. They was never going to leave me behind on business. Let's be real. I go down and I'm like, I'm in the crowd of like, you know, where my gate is, and they're calling out, you know, groups, and I'm like, where's mine? Like, okay, fair enough. They're putting the plebs on first. I understand. Like all the cattle class, they're down the back.
Get the cows in there,
right? And I'm waiting. I'm like, and then like they're not calling mine out, so then I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna line up now. And then I see like a corridor above me of people walking, and I'm like, that's my line up there, bruh. Yes. I got stuck in the economy line. When I tell you I was angry, I even went to the girl. I'm like, I think I'm meant to be up there. Like,
oh, you're one of those ones. I'm going to start calling you Karen. You went Karen.
Tiffany,
are you meant to be in this line? Actually,
sorry,
I think I'm meant to be in that line.
I'm on the wrong line. I'm not meant to be down here. Anyway, the gun was like, oh, that's okay. You can just still enter from the front, you know, just go in, and then there's stairs and you can go upstairs once you get there. And I'm like, that's not what I want. I want to be in this line with these screaming children. Yeah. And all these people who are hating life.
I paid the money so I can go to a different line, woman. Bruh. How do I get to that line?
So I'm stuck in this line, and then like as soon as I got up to that first door, I just hooked it right, hooked it left, and then I get there, and there's steps that go from economy up, right? And it's a big A380, I think it was, Airbus. So it's 2 stories. So I go up the stairs and I made eye contact with this poor bitch down the economy. Brother, she looked at me and I looked at her, and like I just kind of did this like sorry one, like smirking at her. She like looked up at me with these eyes, and I was like, oh. And meanwhile, I'm heading up the stairs where there's a genuine waterfall at the top of the steps going into business.
Waterfall.
A waterfall, bruh. A full waterfall. A fountain. Ridiculous. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry one. I never seen her again. I hope she got there well.
Hope she didn't get sick from all the other cattle.
When I tell you, I felt like such a snob, but I lived for it. Yeah. But yeah, then I got to London, and about 60 trains later, ended up at my mate's place in shout out Cody Bedford. She's my sister girl, and her message to me when I was on my way was, I'm not going to put up with your autism shit either.
Very neurodiverse inclusivity.
She said, I'm not going to put up with your tisms, this tism shit, like on the holiday. I literally wrote back, I'm like, I just love how inclusive you are to my disabilities.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Shout out Cody for your inclusiveness.
Right, she's going to hate me for saying that. But, you know, that's what we can say as sister girls, because she knows me very well. We've traveled before. We went to the States a couple of years back, and I'm not the easiest person to travel with. We'll say that.
Yes.
Well, you can see I'm a diva already.
You are already. Yes, you can see that.
And she's a really fast walker, Cody. Like,
yes. So she walks like a normal person is what you're saying?
No, she was walking like we were in the Olympics. I'm like, what are you doing? Calm down, Kath and Cal. Like dead set. She was friggin' power walking everywhere we went. And I'm just almost on holiday. I'm just strolling. I'm just walking at a normal pace. I've got plantar fasciitis. Relax, cuz, you know.
Relax. Slow walkers make me weak.
I know. Well, especially in London, because everyone's like
walking fast.
They're so fast. And I'm not the biggest, like in my itinerary, I went to London as like my first place. I was like, I'm just going to go there, kick back for a couple of days, and then we're off to Europe. Don't really care about London. It's colonizers' country. Don't care for it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, don't really want to see much of London, to be honest. I look at Scotland and Wales and Ireland and everywhere else. But.
Yeah. It was interesting because I watch a lot of British true crime. So that was like really the only thing that I liked about
British true crime?
British true crime. I love British true crime. They're savages, dead set. So I was excited to go past like Scotland Yard, the old Scotland Yard and things like that. Downing Centre, like Downing Street. Like I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to crime scenes. But Cody took me on a bit of a walking tour. When I say that, it was basically a marathon. It was basically an amazing race. We were going everywhere that day. She took me to Buckingham Palace, right, where your auntie lives. Well, actually, she don't live there no more. She dead. But where?
I was about to say, is she dead?
That's how much you can see I keep up with the Joneses of the British Empire. No, but when we got there, she's like, we walked through the park, and then she's like, there you go. And I was like, what is this building? She's like, that's Buckingham Palace. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's Buckingham Palace. That's the Buckingham. Yeah,
It's
cool.
like, and like, what else? And so she's like, do you know how like excited people are to see this? I'm like,
I would not be excited. I'm not going to lie.
I may or may not have a photo of me doing the finger.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course.
Had to be done.
Had to be done.
It's a strange place though to go as a blackfella. You're like, this is where everything happened, starting
This is
here.
where they made the decisions to come take everything.
Crazy. And all the stuff that's in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, eh?
Yep.
Such a little place.
Yeah. Crazy, but a lot of money, gold gates and statues and the best flowers and yeah.
Yeah. When we talk about eating the rich, we're not actually going to eat them, but that's one of the places you're going to start.
Bruh, I'm like, damn. So it's just it's a strange thing. Lots of tourists, people love it. Yeah, but we caught a little bus, one of those red buses, cruised around London. Saw the Big Ben, I don't want to be the tour guide that is like, let's go here and hear the history of this and that. And I need a tour guide to tell me. I'm like, put me on a bus, I can see any guys seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And it's quick. We're like, yeah, cool. Thank you.
I'm like, what else is there to see in London, really? It's very expensive. The food's really shit.
Yeah.
Everyone
I mean, that's why they try to take over the world, right? Like they lived in this little shitty, cold place. The food was horrible and they got no animals left because they killed them all. So like,
yeah, I
where
totally
can we
get it.
go where everything is better?
Yeah. And I totally understand. But you know what? I will give to London. It is now a very brown country.
Really?
Yeah, brother. I tell you what, the brown people are taken over. And
that's what them white fellas are all screaming about.
They're all carrying on. But very whingy. You know how they say whinging poms? It's very true. Yeah, this woman just came up to us and like one of the lifts was out. She's like, she just came up out of nowhere, this white woman. She's like, these lifts were out last week. I can't believe this. Can you believe it? I waited 6 minutes at the last steps. And we were like, yeah, cool. Like just whinging.
Just whinging. Why
Yeah.
not?
So yeah, we just did like the London things, just hung out, and then we caught the train up to Glasgow, and that's where my dad's from. So yeah,
Yeah, I saw one of your posts and you were like, it felt weird to be somewhere I'd never been before, but it still felt real. Like it still felt like you were connected, even though you'd never been there.
Yeah. It was a really strange feeling. Like coming into Glasgow. I was just looking out the window on the train. I think it was about a 4-hour train ride. And I was getting, just like, oh, I don't know, it's like a little bit emotional. Like, oh, this is where my dad's from. Like, this is where, like, he grew up and, like, where he's connected to. And it was really strange because the only feeling I ever have like that is when I go back to my country, my Aboriginal country. So, it was kind of like this feeling of, like, belonging to somewhere that I'd never even been, which was strange.
Crazy, eh?
And also, I don't know if it was because it looked like where I was from, like it looked like the Tablelands as well.
I had a white fella say that once. He's like, he went to Tasmania and he's like, I'd never felt more at home than when I was in Tasmania. And then I went home to Scotland and I was like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like, in my brain, like my brain just made some weird connection to when we were in Tasmania. I was like, he's like, this, it just felt like home. So he'd moved there. And he's like, and then I went back to Scotland. I was like, huh.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. We just have a lot less sheep on the Tablelands. There were just so many sheep. But and Glasgow, I can tell you right now, Glaswegians are the blackfellas of the UK.
Yes, I've heard that. I heard the Scottish, the Glaswegians in particular are the blackfellas of the UK.
Bro, it was a spin out, eh? Like we dropped our stuff off and we kind of went up for a bit of a walk in the afternoon, and they were just like, I don't know, just suspect gangs of lads just standing around, and then there were like, you know, just rough sleeping mob and like street mob and all white white people. So,
Yeah, white
all,
people,
all
yeah,
like
yeah.
Scottish people, but, pretty rough around the edges and like screaming at each other down the street. Where's my money? Like, scream. I'm like, these mob are mob. Like, they are like our
Yeah.
mob. Just like, no shame, just loud. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's deadly.
Yeah. So Glasgow was pretty rough, but we hired a car and we went up to Stirling, which is about 45 minutes out of Glasgow. So I was driving around Scotland like I knew where I was going. What a big
That's
no-no.
deadly.
It actually was really good, except we had the hire car they gave us was electric.
Yes.
In Scotland, right, like, come on, it was sunny, but are you going to bank on that? You know what I mean?
That's what you got to do.
And I'm driving up the highway and it's like 40% battery in the car. There's no petrol. It's a fully electric car and the battery is going down faster than friggin' your iPhone. And I'm like, we're on this rural road, I'm thinking.
Where you got to find a charger?
I said, we're going to have to charge this thing up because if we like break down on the side of the road in Glasgow, no way. So, yeah, we went to the William Wallace Monument, which was pretty dope. As you know, my dad's name's William Wallace. I didn't know that it was at the top of a hill. If I had known that, I probably wouldn't have gone.
You're telling me they've put this monument at the top of a hill, not down a little valley next to the car park.
Why can't we just put it on a flat ground? No, they got to build it on top of a hill. So you have to do a hike to get up there. And
it's William Wallace. And the whole thing is a fighter, is a whatever.
I'm not a fighter, okay?
Well, you're the daughter of William Wallace. You better get your butt up there.
I'm the Wallace of slack. That's what I am.
Yeah.
If I had known though, and it was cold, so like when you're walking, you're just breathing in that cold air, and so your lungs are burning. And we ended up getting up the top, and I was like, "This is it, I'm dead." But then in the little monument, which basically looks like a little mini castle. You can go in there and you have to climb up the top. Like there's 4 levels of it. And on each level, there's like something to do with William Wallace and the battles and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there's 200 something steps, spiral steps, stone spiral steps, like a castle.
200.
Bruh. The gunman, like I almost tripped going inside the building. And the gunman's like, "You going to be okay to go up those steps?" I'm like, do I get a discount to come in here because I'm William Wallace's daughter? Come on.
Yeah.
But on the first level, I did it, obviously, because I wanted to go up the top, but I almost died. I complained the whole way, as my forefathers would have wanted, clearly.
As exactly. You're in the right country for it.
So you can see the battle with fitness around this holiday has begun, right?
Yes. All right, let's see the theme now. I don't like speed walking. You want to sleep on the mattress on the plane. You don't want to line up.
No, I don't want to do none of them things. I just want to have a relaxing holiday. Why are you making me climb hills, William Wallace? But on the first level, they have William Wallace's sword. So his actual sword, which is massive.
That's deadly.
Yeah, it was pretty deadly. So, we did that. Got up the very top. The views were just, amazing. And actually was sunny the entire time I was in London and Scotland. There was only a little bit of rain, but... yeah, sun. Everyone was happy. It was strange. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought the sun with you.
It was a good time. Then we come back, did that for the day, and then went up to Edinburgh and spent the afternoon there for one night. And really good food. Saw the castle from a distance, across the river, across the way. We only had one night there, so it was pretty chill. And yeah.
I'd like to go there for the Edinburgh Comedy Festival.
Same. I would love it as well. It's a very pretty city. It's very different to Glasgow. Glasgow's very rough, a lot of graffiti, a lot of just it's, busted up buildings and all the rest of it. And then you go to Edinburgh and it's just like pristine. You're like, what? Yeah. It's only like an hour up the road.
Yes, the king lives here. We must keep it.
Yeah, so strange, but really cool. Flew out the next day to Rome. And brother, when I tell you, Rome, it was amazing. Rome was like unreal. I don't know if I thought I was going to enjoy it that much.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I was like, I'm like looking forward more to Santorini and other places that we had. But Rome was Yeah, you just as soon as you land, you know you're in Rome and you know you're in Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that.
And the drivers, brah, crazy. What the din was puckering. That's all I'll say. Went to 50 to 5. It was like they have no road rules really there. So, well, they probably have road rules. They just don't obey them. So
Yes,
yeah,
it's a bit every person for themselves.
and they just merge into each other, beep, swear. We had multiple Uber drivers on the highway going 150 kilometers, not even joking, and like at the same time, like just one hand and one hand, like just one hand and one hand on the seat next to them, just chilling, going 150 kilometers, and I'm hitting my sister girl. I'm hitting her in the back seat. I'm like, bruh, we're about to die. And I'm writing notes on my phone. We're about to die. Like,
yeah. Writing your second will out just in case.
It was crazy, man. But yeah, we stayed there for like 2 days, and seeing the Colosseum, and went inside, did a tour with the most neurotic guy from Sicily, who was our tour guide. Italians just got no chill, man. They're like, hurry up, come on, let's go. We see this, see that, see this. Come on, move, hurry up. I'm like, I don't even remember seeing the Colosseum.
You're like, what? Look at your phone to see what actually happened. Like,
Dead
what
set.
was that?
It was crazy, but Rome streets are just beautiful, those pebble stone roads, and the language. What I like about going overseas to countries where they don't, English isn't the first language, is they could be running me down. I wouldn't know. And it sounds beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
Everything sounds good. And I don't have to hear like complaining.
Yeah, you don't care what they're saying. Like, yeah.
And it's so chaotic. In any other city or place, I would have anxiety because of that chaos and the noise and the sensory overload. But because it's Italy and it's charming, there's like a charm about it, the food, obviously, brother.
Amazing.
So, yeah, and they make you feel real guilty too when you don't finish what's on your plate.
Yes.
Oh, mamma mia, mangiano, you don't want to eat this. What's wrong? Oh, my God, you hurt my heart. They make you weak.
My first partner, she was Italian. Like they used to go back to Italy for holidays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one out of her family who couldn't cook.
What?
I know. I was like, how did I find...
Bruh.
The only Italian in all of Queensland that doesn't know how to cook.
That's
her
unfortunate.
sisters could cook, her mum could cook. Like, we go over there for dinner. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And look at her like, what happened?
Don't.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Lovely lady. I don't know if she listens to the podcast. She's very lovely, but hopefully she can cook now.
That's the thing about Italy. Like, their whole world revolves around food and serving people. They love it. They love watching you eat their food, It's not good for someone with gastric sleeve who can't finish it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You know how I eat. So like, I'd go around the house and be like, oh, I'm like, yep, give it all these carbs. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
I didn't like the red wine, though. They used to have red wine with everything.
Yeah. It's the whole blood of Christ thing, right? You got to have it with everything. But I just enjoy the oil, the olive oil and the balsamic and the bread. I've never eaten so much of it in my life. And it just hits different when it's served by an Italian. It was so good. But yeah, we spent a couple of days there, and then we went over to, where did we go? We went to Sardinia. So Sardinia is like an island off Italy. So it's considered a part of Italy, but Sardinians consider themselves their own people. So they fly their own flag. They're very kind of independent in that way. They got their own language as well, but they obviously all speak Italian. So yeah, we stayed in Olbia, which is at the top of the island. And I'll tell you a funny story, bro. This we get to the airport, which is like this little gammon little airport because it's still an island. And we're standing there for I don't know how long at the car hire place, and we get there and there's like there's a whole bunch of like I think that's French people and all sorts of people standing around this same kiosk, and there was no one there. The doors was shut, and then we're all trying to work out what's going on. 45 minutes goes by. We're trying to call, no one's answering, and then my friend's like, oh, I think he speaks French, and she knows a bit of French. Big note, right? So she goes over goes over. I think she just wanted to gammon, like flex her French.
Flex the friend. Yeah.
Gammon. So she goes over and it's like, oh, and it's exactly what it sounded like. And he's like, well, there was a woman. She was here. She said she was going out to the car park to do something, with the cars. And then she was coming back, but she hasn't been back. So we're waiting, and like literally nearly almost an hour, right? We're like standing there with our bags and everything to pick up our car. And next minute, this gummer comes in, and those French mob got to her first, and they're like trying to thing it. And these are people who are trying to like hand the car back to this hire car place. Anyway, she gets behind the kiosk. She comes in. She's there for like a second, and then those people are talking to her, and people are coming up to the kiosk, and she just goes, "Nope, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm going. I'm not dealing with this. Bye." And presses the button. Wow, presses the button, and the shutter door just starts coming down, and like my face, everyone's face was like, oh, no. She just shut the door on everyone. And what do they say? They were saying like, Miss, like, like going where the door was shutting, trying to put their face in there. And she just shut that door on everyone. That was it.
Wow.
Shut, bruh. So after an hour.
She made you wait for an hour, came back for 5 seconds, and then just said, no, thank you.
No,
Press the button.
I am not dealing with this. I've got to go. Bye. Doot. Shut the door.
That's wild.
We were all just like, what the hell just happened? Anyway, we ended up hiring another car, and then while we were waiting for that, we're reading the ratings on it. Horrible. So I don't even know if we got our money back from that, but we ended up getting a car. We got a little beep, cruised around Sardinia, stayed at this amazing place first night. Again, just food. And I don't know if you know, but Sardinia has their own traditional weaving as well.
Oh, that's deadly.
Yeah, so they weave with their own, grasses and plant material, very similar to ours. So that's another reason why I was drawn there. And, they have wild donkeys and everything. It's crazy. Next day, we cruised down to Cagliari in the south of Sardinia, which is like literally from the top of the island down is like 3 hours. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's just 3 hour drive.
Like Tasmania sort of size.
Yeah, pretty much. It was deadly, but we cruise around. We're ready to find our accommodation. Cruise around the corner, and I like look in this wetlands, and I'm like, is that a flamingo? Like dead set, brother. A whole field of wild flamingos.
In Sardinia.
In Sardinia. And I didn't know. Because I'm not one of these people that like overly research a place. I kind of
you just got to go.
I just pick a place and then I'll go, oh, yeah, it's got kind of this and that. And I want to be genuinely in it and surprised. I don't want to, kill things for myself by seeing it on social media. So I didn't do a whole bunch of research on Sardinia. I knew it had a few things. But I did not know it had flamingos.
That's deadly.
It was pretty awesome. And I think everyone keeps asking me what the highlight of my trip was. And I think one of the highlight moments, was we had this penthouse apartment, as you do.
As you do.
Look, listen, doll, I don't do backpackers though, okay? I do a 5
I flew here on a bed. I'm not going to say backpackers.
Those backpacker days are over, okay?
Yeah.
She in her 40s now, so yeah, penthouse, sitting up there on sunset and seeing wild flamingos flying over the top of you. Yeah. Because Africa's just like there. I didn't know.
Yes.
Again.
Yes. That's why they look the color they are.
Yeah. They're fully just flying back and forth and just flying above you freely. Like a pack. I don't know if they're a pack. I don't even know what they're called when they're together. A flock.
So I Googled while you were talking.
Yeah. A
collective noun of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Stop. I saw a flamboyance of flamingo.
Flamboyance of flamingos.
Okay, flamboyance, yes. They actually look so flamboyant, just standing up, doing their thing in the wild.
Yep.
Yeah. They have Murray legs though, so.
They do. They got the boniest legs.
Leave my legs alone. But yeah, went for a swim in the Mediterranean. You know me, I'm not a saltwater Murray. So I made myself do it and it was amazing. Really glad I did. Crystal clear water. And then we ended up going, while we were in Sardinia, the Pope died. So,
yes,
which was hectic. And we were going back to Rome because we had to do a stopover. And we ended up going back. So this day was like something like 18 hours of travel. It was hectic. We left Sardinia, got to Rome, and we had about 6 hours. So we're like, let's just drop the bags, cruise into Rome City, go to St. Peter's Square to the Sistine Chapel or whatever it is. See, I don't even know.
Yeah, that one.
That one. And go see if we can see all the lines. And we knew we weren't going to line up. It was like hours and hours. So, so we did that and we were there, seeing all the lines. We walked in, ABC TV saw us straight away, want to interview us. That was ridiculous. They saw
like,
the...
Yes. Can't go nowhere. Can't go
I know,
nowhere.
like, Australians, because they saw my Always Was, I had my Always Was hoodie on.
Yeah, ABC's like, oh, we got somebody over here.
Black people. Yeah. So can we talk to you? Yeah, sure. So, we did that. And then we headed back to the airport, flew, I think it was like 2 hours to Athens, sat at Athens for about an hour and a half. And then we caught another plane to Santorini.
Small planes or normal planes?
Big planes. Yeah, big planes.
Okay.
So it was 3 planes in one day. It's crazy, man.
That is a lot.
It was a lot, but they're short trips, Europe, everything's like just there. So that was a benefit. And then got to Santorini, and we were in Santorini for about 5-6 days. And man, it is stunning. Like
I saw you having mocktails, but did you give him once during the whole trip?
No, for drinking?
Yes, for drinking.
No. I thought about it on the plane. I was like, oh, a little champagne, little shankers. Would it be nice?
That's what I was thinking when you're talking about there being a bar. I'm like, if I paid that much money
you think
for that trip, I'd be like, give me your most expensive drink of whatever. I don't care what it is. I just want the most expensive one. I'm going to take a picture with this drink.
No, I just got an orange juice. That sounds, and I got a mocktail on the plane. I drank mocktails the entire time I was everywhere. Actually, the mocktails are like off their head over there. They're so good.
Oh yeah, it looked lovely. But I was just thinking, the Santorini pics and the airplane pics and stuff.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed, Uncle would be like, "Give me whatever the most expensive shit is in here, and I'm gonna drink it." How much is that scotch? $30. Okay, I'll have 2. Thank you very much.
I'll have 2 of those. Thank you. Just no ice. That'll water it down.
No, don't ruin the flavor. Just give me the bottle.
Man, you know what? I was like, I'm 40. Should I have a little sip? But I'm like, man, I'm 11 years sober this year.
That's true. You're right on the journey. Yeah. And I don't drink as much as I used to back in our Townsville days. But
liar.
That is one of the things I was thinking when I saw so many pictures. I was like,
old Carly, she would have tore it up.
Old Carly would have been there, jugging a straw in each hand.
True God. I would have one time had a party on the rooftop when I wasn't allowed. Yeah, there would have been chaos in that apartment. But it was actually 40-year-old things. It was swimming, sunbathing, eating, and naps. That's my whole entire... Oh, and shopping. Yeah.
Yes. And with all that travel as well, like alcohol would really mess you up.
It would, because you got a whole day, especially that day. Like there's no way you want to, ruin it with being hungover. But what everyone was wanting to know when I was overseas is just the men. Everyone wanted to know, what did Tinder look like?
I do not want to know about the men, but I understand the listeners do want to know about the men. So please, please let us know.
All of the sister girls and the brother boys, can I just say, obviously the gay brother boys, were just so interested in what Tinder looked like. And so, I took one for the team. I was showing everyone what Tinder looked like in those places.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for the service. Very selfless of me. And I may or may not have done a rating system on which countries, which places were the better in terms of men. It's very shallow, but it is what it is.
You're on holidays.
I'm single. I can do what I want. In case you wanted to know, Italian boys, they are at the top of the list.
Italian's number one.
It's sickening because they just like walk past you and they're like a 9 and a 10. Very rare you'll see a 5. Very rare. 9s, 10s. That's just walking past you. Then you get on Tinder and they're like 10s, 12s, 15s. Like, what the hell? Yeah, but the sad thing is you eat so much during the day. You're eating pizza and all these things. And you're walking, Cody's got me walking up friggin' mountains and I'm walking like a marathon runner. I don't have time for that at the end of the I just want a nap, bruh. I'm dead by the end of the day.
You're just looking at Tinder like, that's nice. See you later.
Imagine if I could be bothered, like terrible. Greece is a real close second. Yep, very nice. You know what the thing about Greece is? They're hustlers, man. The boys over there and the businesses, what they do is they put all the best looking boys out the front. Yes. Yeah, of all their restaurants. And then, come in.
Yeah, come here.
All the best looking waiters, they put them all out on the floor. So it's a good place to visit if you're a female. I don't know if you're a male, you may not like Greece. A lot of men.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, not even like women waitresses. All males. Oh. Yep. And I asked about this to a couple of like female like people that we, were in the places that we saw. I'm like, why aren't there any like female waitresses? They're like, oh no, because the men are more stronger to carry all the plates. And I'm like, that can't be it. Yeah.
Well, where was that thing? Was it Italy that Abby Chatfield had that thing where she was with her partner and they gave her a menu without the price, the prices?
That's Greece, bruh. There's hardly any prices on anything. Yeah. You just got to like grin and bear it. And just know it's going to be good.
She was saying the women don't get the prices. She said the men are the only one that gets they give the men the price, the menu with the prices.
Oh, really?
Because they don't expect the women
to pay.
You're not going to pay for anything, like you're a woman.
Yeah.
And so when they see like a man and a woman together, like she said, everywhere she went, she'd be like, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, this is. And she's like, why is my menu different to yours? And that was like their thing.
I believe
I don't know if it was Italy or Greece, but it was one of those.
No, I would bet money it's Greece. That's that's on par with kind of the behaviour that we had. A lot of men. Even I felt uncomfortable about an island full of men. I was like, there was just a lot of men. Yeah.
And I mean, my history is horrible, but I'm pretty sure that's where we get the word lesbian from, is a Greek island, because it's just all women.
Really?
Isn't that what Lesbos? I'll Google that while we're talking.
Go on then, Google it. I didn't see many lesbians. I just saw a lot of men. There were just super duper amounts of men. And in, I reckon, third place were the Scottish men, very good looking. And then after that would have had to have been England. England, very ugly. Sorry, not sorry. Horrible. Ugly. Did you find it?
Yeah, so the term lesbian actually originates from the Greek island of Lesbos.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Mykonos? Because that's where apparently a lot of the LGBTQI plus community, a lot of the gay boys as well go to Mykonos, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I just knew the
nothing derives from Mykonos.
That bit about the lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
Particular interest,
Okay. If anyone's thinking about going to Santorini, beautiful, beautiful island, but don't go to a particular place, which is called the Museum of the Lost Atlantis. Don't go there, because that.
Why? The Lost Atlantis. Sounds exactly where I want to be.
Okay, everyone thinks about this, right? Everyone knows about the lost city of Atlantis.
I want to go to the lost city of Atlantis, yes.
It's under the water. There's a museum. So on our last day, we had like so much time to kill. So we hired a car and we just drove around for the day. And you can just do the whole island in a day. So we cruise around and, we see this Museum of Lost Atlantis, Lost City of Atlantis. Oh, we've got nothing else to do. Let's go in there. We go in, we pay €14 each, which is 30 Australian dollars.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, because the dollar was horrible at the time that I went, thanks to Trump and his tariffs. Excuse me. So we go in, we pay the euros. Then they start ushering us. They go, just head downstairs. The thing's about to start. We're like, what thing's about to start? We have no idea what this place is. We literally just pulled off the road. Anyway, we go downstairs and then this woman's like, there's all these people that work there. And they're like, oh, yeah, just come into this room, We go on in this room. We have no idea what's going on. It turns out to be a,
sex show.
No, it's not a sex show. I love that your mind went to sex show.
Well, the way you're talking, you build it up.
The lost city of Atlantis, Jesus.
That's sort of shocking.
You know what? It may as well have been, because it was one of those seats where you sit in and they put the goggles on and the seats move. I don't know what it's like.
Like a 4D thing?
Bro, it was 9D.
They spray you with water and you get the wind. Yeah, deadly.
No, it's not deadly. We get in there. We had no idea this was going to happen. Now, I had just drank a coffee, so my guts is about to do a gunner. So I just said, what's going to happen here? They strap us into the chair. One's giving us glasses. One's put this on the thing, and then here's your headphones. Put your seatbelt on. Hold on to these things. We're like, what the? And I'm just like dying because I'm like, what is going on? We just got here.
See, this is what happens when you don't do research.
True God. Screen comes on. It's the worst graphics you've ever seen in your life. There's a roller coaster in the story, apparently, in Lost Atlantis. We're on this chair. There's bubbles getting burst like in front of us. The screen's coming out at us where the chair's shaking around. My guts is like, I got to do a gunna bad. Like, it was just I could not stop laughing because I was like, this is the most random shit that could have happened. But it was, and then you got a woman at the back who's making noises and like, but the whole thing, like, they wouldn't leave us alone. So like, once you finish that, they make sure that you have seen every single little thing in there, and it's just technical stuff because like they can't really prove the lost city of Atlantis. It's really just a myth at this point. There's no archaeological proof, none of it.
There's a Netflix documentary that disagrees with you.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. I loved it.
I would love to see it. But I was hoping that was what was going to be in this museum.
Yeah, it's nowhere near there though. That's the problem. It's over in Polynesia somewhere. Somewhere in Polynesia or Asia or something. It's like this underground.
Why is it over there when it happened near Greece? This is what I mean. Okay, so the story's a little bit... somewhere in the Asia. Anyway. It's a carry-on.
Disappearing islands.
Disappearing islands, big volcano happened, and then that's how Santorini was made and blah, blah, blah. But it's just like interactive exhibits. So you just go and like, it's like press the button to hear, what's the guy that made it up? What's his name?
No idea.
It starts with P. Anyway, so he, like a digital version of him talks. I'm like, cool. And then as soon as you would go, they would go, oh, come over here and look at this. And there was like a game like floor is lava. You had to put your feet on the floor. Amateur hour, brah. It was so uncomfortable. It was the funniest thing though for the last day. And then, to leave was really sad. And then so went back to London for a couple of days and just decompressed, chilled out. And came back, and that's the holiday, my friends.
Came back business class.
Not as good, Qantas. I'm a bit disappointed, but it was an older plane.
Qantas business is still better than anything you're going to do in economy.
But you know what?
No Emirates.
It was because of the flight that I chose. So I chose London to Perth, which is 17 and a half hours straight, and then it was just a normal business flight domestically. So I'll never do that again. Don't do that flight if you want to make the most of your business. But yeah, brother, that was the holiday. It was amazing. Everything I wanted and more. Now you can all stop asking me, okay?
Yeah, stop asking her.
And everyone,
get your ratings.
Everyone wanted to know, did I get scrapes? Everyone's like, did you get scrapes? Any man? The amount of married people that were asking me if I was go and worry about your relationships. And the answer is, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, let's move on. What did I miss anyway? That's the holiday. That was a 50-minute yarn. Sorry, everyone.
It was. You missed the most exciting time of the year.
The election.
Every 3 years, the election.
For you, I can safely say I really loved not being in the country when the Welcome to Country crap was happening, which we will do on another episode.
We'll talk about that. Yes.
We have to unpack that by itself. But I was very happy not to. And I voted over there. Remember I said I was going to...
Yes, that's right.
Let everyone know.
Over in the embassy.
Well, at the consulate.
The liberal people handing out the things didn't even look at you?
They were there. They tried to give us a book, as they always do, try to convert. You know how they go. There were a lot of Labor people there. Everyone had a Labor book, like a Labor booklet, so a brochure. So it was at the consulate. It was really strange, actually, but it was really efficient, just in and out line.
Yeah.
No democracy sausage, though. No cupcakes, no biscuits, nothing. Pick
I'm
up your
really
game,
disappointed
London.
about that because that's what happened. And I voted up here.
Mm.
And same thing. No
What?
sausages, no cupcakes,
What
good
the
ways or bad ways.
Jordan, that's un-Australian. That's what
I
that
know.
is.
I was like, what am I even voting for? You know?
You line up to, you really get into it. So that's
Oh, I
your
love it. I
day.
was sitting there. I had to explain to like 2 or 3 people how to vote while I'm sitting there because I was sitting there for
What?
that long.
No.
People were like, excuse me, which I was like, you need to do A to here, and you need to do. I said, here, look, this is what I did. You should do this.
You should
No, I
do
didn't do
this.
that because then I would have got kicked
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But yeah, like people are literally like with the pencils and the paper in their hand, still not knowing what to do.
Wow.
I was
But
like, wow.
how? Yeah, I think it's like the people at the front just get sick of saying it and they just assume that people know what they're doing.
Yes.
I always kind of still get mixed up because I go, what do I have to do again? Like, I think most people do that when they get in the ballot box.
One of the ladies, it was her first time voting. She was an Asian lady.
Oh, bless.
And she's like, oh, this is my first time. This is different. I was like,
Oh.
okay, yeah, no, look, it's just this. This is the main ones you got to do, or you
Mm-hmm.
can do that. And I was like, did you grab any pamphlet? She's like, no, I didn't know. I was like, okay, look, just choose one of these ones.
I don't know why you aren't like a part of a party helping, hand out those things.
I had done that before.
Okay.
But it's just really long and it's really awkward.
Okay. Here's a scenario for you. What if I ran for politics one day and I said, Aaron, can you come and hand out things for me at the election?
Oh, yeah.
Would you do it?
Oh, I can do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Hey, my brother.
I'll be there. With my little whatever purple shirt. What color are we going to wear?
Teal. No, going. The pink party. Church.
We'll be the pink party.
The black party.
Yes,
Sure, on the verse.
Black and pink.
Could you imagine? Black Panther attire only.
Yeah.
We'd all be kicked out and arrested.
Yeah. No, I've done it before. So I've done it for like local,
yeah,
state, federal. Back in Gladstone, I used to get a bit involved in that sort of stuff.
I thought you said back in Glasgow. I was like, on the burst.
Yeah, back in Glasgow. No, back home, I used to help out with the election stuff.
Yeah, but clearly happy with the result of the Australian election.
Yeah, a bit different to what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think the Greens were going to get.
I think I remember you saying I bet my ab study on it. I think I remember you saying that it was going to be closer. You said I bet my ab study on it.
Yeah. I said, I bet Labor wins, but I thought it was going to be
closer.
I thought it was going to be a better competition.
Mm.
Yeah, so a lot of people voted. A lot more people voted for Labor than I thought were going to.
Same. I woke up in London because it was morning time, kind of midday-ish, and I watched it straight away. Such a nerd. I love I love election day, and then you get to all the commentators. They come out. What's his name on ABC that
Anthony
retired?
Green.
Yeah, Anthony Green.
The goat.
Yeah, so unreal. I was really happy just that it was not going to be a Liberal government to come home to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speak with some of my black friends about it. Like, I think that would have been a stab at the heart if the Liberals had won the way they were going on about welcome to country and the Aboriginal flags and all this stuff, all this racist bullshit they were talking about, dog whistling, black fellas trying to get votes.
Yeah.
And it's really all they had left. They had no policies. They had nothing else. And they thought they'd capitalize on what they thought was momentum from the no vote and just try dog whistle their way to power. But then it didn't happen. People were just like, they saw what happened in America with the Trump thing. We saw what happened in Canada where people said whoever's going to stand up to Trump's the one that we're going to vote for. And same in Australia, like the Labor was looking in trouble for a little while.
They were, but he turned it around, old Albo.
Yeah, he had a good campaign, and the Trump stuff, auntie, sister, JP, saying make Australia great again.
Yeah, she did not help.
Of triggered everybody. They're like, we don't want Trump here. Like,
I saw her chuck a big tantrum on TV. I think it was on ABC.
Embarrassing. So embarrassing.
With her sons and partner standing next to her. And then obviously this week she's run for the opposition. She's crossed over into the Libs and has tried to go for
again.
that and then lost again. So you know what though, the thing about her is I don't think you can ever count her out. She is a fighter, and there are people in our society that really love her. It may not be in her electorate, even though she's still in. But there are people that have her back and really want to put people like her on that pedestal to win. So I think she will still keep going. She'll take a step back for a bit, but I think she'll come back in the near future.
Oh, yeah, she'll be some. There's not many people in the party. So she'll be some sort of opposition minister.
Yeah. There's not many blue seats there. There's all just red, and even the Greens didn't get very well. It was pretty much a whitewash in the end.
Yeah, a bit of a red wash. So
red wash.
Interesting to see how it goes. I think there's a lot of happy blackfellas. A lot of people vote for Labor. A lot of blackfellas vote for Labor.
I didn't want to vote for Liberal, obviously. I vote always for the working class. I always vote for anyone that has mob's interest and the environment. So that's generally the Greens or Labor. My concern is now that Labor have that majority, who's going to keep them honest? Who's going to, ask those questions? Who's going to challenge them? And let's see where they actually back it up with their actions when it comes to the voice. They may have lost it, but they could legislate it. They could do lots of things. So,
I don't reckon they'll do it. I don't reckon they'll do it in this one.
No.
I reckon they'll play it safe because they want to go for 3, and then the third. If they win the third one, then they'll legislate the voice and they'll go for the Republic. That's my
that's your prediction.
You heard it here first.
Hey.
Australia's going to have a referendum on a Republic in the next 5 years.
Do you bet your youth allowance on that, or
I bet my youth allowance, your ab study, and JP's white money, whatever she gets paid.
My royalty money, now Gavin.
Yeah, the royalty money.
Look, I'm just happy that we have a little bit of sense, like in this country, not to vote completely conservative and right wing. Like there's still some sense going on, and a lot of old Liberal voters as well that usually would have voted Liberal have changed because they, like you said, they just didn't have the policies. They didn't have a very good election. They just beat the old horse again. That is blackfellas. Like just.
And their leader was a dickhead. Like he was unvotable. He's
not
got
likable.
alopecia, so I can't make fun of his looks.
Wow.
Before he had that, he still was an ugly looking potato. So I don't really know.
You know what? It's interesting because I think Albo now he's a bit more likable. Dutton didn't do any favors. I think that the nail in the coffin was. Saying to all public servants, you're going to go back to work. That
back to work.
Honestly,
he's like, stop. When there's no more working from home, we've got to go to the office. And then he's like, I don't want to go to the office. Like he literally said,
touch.
The week he said that you're all going back to the office, he said, I don't want to go to Canberra. Like, bruh.
Yeah. And people
you
still
can't
voted.
say you can't say you want to live in Sydney because of the kids, because you live in Brisbane.
Right.
So your kids are going to move to Sydney no matter what.
Crazy. And he lost his own seat. It just was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was really fast. I remember just like switching on I was just watching it on my iPhone and next minute it was called within like an hour or two. So I was like, wow, okay.
I called the hour. So
you called it?
I bet on elections. That's how much I get into it. Like I'm like, I betcha. And so I bet that Anthony Green would call the election between 8 and 9 p.m. Guess what time he called it?
Stop it. What was it?
8:31.
How much did you win?
I can't tell you that, but I won.
On.
Don't worry about that.
We do not.
Listeners, we don't reveal our winnings. We just reveal what we won.
And we don't promote gambling on this
friggin'
podcast.
Promote gambling. I'm just saying. Is it gambling when you know you're going to win? That's all I'm going to say. I've won money on every election that there has been, whether it's state election, US election.
You're such a nerd, bro. That's next level.
That's how I get into it. It makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Like,
It really does. I love the commentators. I love they get into it. I saw Carl Stefanovic was in. I actually really like Carlos. I know he can be a bit of an idiot and he said some, ridiculous things in the past. But just as a general broadcaster, he's actually very smart. He's very personable. I love Carlos. And I seen him. He was on the Channel 9. I was kind of flicking between ABC and Channel 9. And he was in the Liberals party room, you know, where they were all going to come together. And he's like, you know what? There's no drinks out. That's a bit disappointing. And so someone goes to him when they did across him, like, well, Carlos, get your credit card out and shout everyone around. He goes, oh, come on, I don't have money for that. And then someone goes, you're the reason why all our credit cards got taken off us.
Because he was drunk at
Oh my God, remember?
on the morning show, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
drunk at the morning show?
After I think it was
After the Oscars, not Oscars,
no, not the
Emmys,
Oscars. What is it for Australia?
Logies, gold Logies.
The Logies. He was charged up on TV.
Yeah, charged up on TV.
Still so funny. Oh my God. But yeah, big election win. Let's see, hey, like how it's all going to play out. New cabinets, new everything. I'm just excited that it's not a Liberal government. Amen.
Yeah. I think so I watched it all night. Yeah.
You kept watching?
I went and had some dinner, then came down and sat down in front of the TV, and I was there till about 11:45 when they were signing off. And the funniest thing for me was flicking to Sky News.
Oh God, were they having a massive cry?
If you don't know who Sky News is, they are the conservative mouthpiece of the Liberal Party, and it was one of the most enjoyable things I've seen, just watching their faces, like they're just groused faces, just like they were cranky, grumpy. I was like,
who was that? The Liberal politician that was on the ABC panel, and he was just going, "Oh, it's too early to call." It's too early.
Chris somebody, but yeah, he said, "Look, he said at one point, if you're drinking every time I say this, I apologize because you're going to be drunk." And he's like, "Let's wait for the pre-polls.
Let's wait for the pre-polls." And he's like, "We're still waiting for the pre-poll, bruh. It's over. It's finished." Yeah, well, I missed a lot. We've got a lot to catch up on in the next couple of weeks.
We do.
We're going to cover the Welcome to Country. We're also going to cover a little game show called The Floor.
Yes.
But thanks for listening to my holiday yarn. You sat through that like a champion.
And you're not allowed to ask her any more questions. That's it. Listen to the podcast.
I guess we'll never know. All right, we'll catch you next week, bros.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, well.
Central Board. Central Board.